So this is the Book of the Zohar, which I recommend to everybody to buy this set. I don't know how much it costs now, but it's worth it. This is the Zohar Achrei Mos Kedoshim, and looking through it, I decided that I'm going to start over here in Parshas Kedoshim. Let me see if I can bring this down here and try to learn a shtickle Torah here with me. And I'm inviting you all, please. Any comments that you have on this, I really appreciate them, especially if you have questions about understanding. So he says, so in order to understand what we're about to learn here, Kitzer, let me come first and say this, this is the Maruch who's saying this. He says, She'inyin kavanas Rebbe Abba, so we're going to hear from Rebbe Abba here. He levira pasuk Kedoshim tihiyu is to explain the first words of our pasuk, which it says, our parsha here, which it says Kedoshim tihiyu. Visha noidiki inyan hatfillin, and this is what we want to talk about. When we talk about tefillin shal rosh v'shal yad, the two types of tefillin, heim sod Zohar v'nekeva. The tefillin of the rosh is male, and this tefillin of the hand is female. And I refer you to the shiurim in the morning that we're learning in the Drashos HaShachar, where we're learning about tefillin. Ki tefillin shal rosh, he b'teferes. It really refers to teferes. Tefillin shal yad is malchus. So teferes is their anpin. This is their anpin, and malchus keniska v'kaman. We're going to see this later on. Vayidei zeh b'nikra ha'adam ha'maniach tefillin. So therefore, a person who puts on tefillin, b'kavana, that is, he has this kavana, and he doesn't let anything else interfere with what is said, then it's considered to be one, that is to say, complete, perfect. Because this is the completion that the Zohar is constantly teaching us, is that put male and female, not just male and female, but white and black and up and down and all these things, into oneness. He says all opposites. Ki kolel Zohar v'nekeva al yidei shemiyached kudsha b'richu, which is their anpin, or shchinte, which is malchus, b'chanachas tefillin. So this is the idea. Maybe inyan zechad l'kan. So now we're getting this idea over here. L'horos ki kamosha kedushas tefillin hi lihiyosa adam echad b'sod Zohar v'nekeva. So this to understand that putting on the tefillin is to give us an idea that the man is one, which is the secret of male and female. So they're like this, and this is the secret of this pasuk, Kedoshim tihiyu. So this means what? It means that the concept of living together, husband and wife, is the concept of making oneness. Ki hu mamish sod kedusha satfillin barosh of Israel. So this is the same idea as the kedusha that comes from the tefillin, referring to the head, that the tefillin and the arm tefillin. Ki ein hashchina shora ela al misha nasui isha. So the shchina, he says like this, only dwells on a person. In other words, he dwells on a person, in a person. Al misha nasui isha, who's someone who's married. So you need to be married because it's the only way that the shchina can appear. Ki oz na'asa adam shalom, because this brings a shlemus to the man. And he's saying this because he's speaking to a man. What is the root of this oneness? He keshahem miskadshim be'esa zivug b'lev shalom. This is that the two participants, husband and wife, that they had in mind, this is the ultimate yichud, that what they're going to do is try to come into complete and total oneness. So there should be no hate between them, or no jealousy between them, or no separation of their hearts. That they have the same idea. And there from this, guf haben ba'achdus shava, that the child, the son that's born to it, will be born out of complete and total oneness. And it will arise within him a pure neshama, v'lo paguma, and not one that has major flaws or flaws. Because some which is made with the Kedusha, and he says the Kavona, to be able to make that you're living together, is the idea of making oneness. Lokeach as bazuka, because when you take your female counterpart, and the idea is oneness, that is the concept that leads you to V'hu Echad Shalom, is oneness, a complete oneness. Adkan. Now we got that. He said, "V'zeh Navim as Hashem as my Rabban." Now you're going to be able to understand what's playing over here in the Zohar. And the Zohar says like this: "Kedoshim Tiyu, you shall be holy." Rabbi Abba Pasuk, he gets this from Shmuel Beis. Mi ka'amecha Yisrael goyel echad ba'aretz. Who is like you, Yisrael? One nation, the one nation in the land. Now, just without reading the Mount Midrash, I know that the word land refers to Malchus. Tochazi, come and see. B'kol amen da'almo, lo Israel b'chu kudshecha b'richu. So the Kodesh Baruch Hu did not appear to them. Israel engaged with them. Kudshecha b'richu. He did not do that. Bar Yisrael b'luchadayu. Only us, only with the Jewish people, did the Kodesh Baruch Hu make a complete and total joining. B'luchadayu. And he made us a special, a unique people amongst the people of the earth. And he called us one nation after his name. And he crowned us with many different kinds of crowns. And many different mitzvahs. That we use the mitzvahs that we do as a crown. Tefillin the Resha, and with this the Tefillin of the head, Tefillin the Deroah, and the Tefillin of the arm. Lehis Antra Behu Barnash is for the purpose of crowning a person. Kagabda the Ela, just like up above, which is one in complete unity. The Ishtatka Chad Shlim Bekula, to make oneness, complete oneness in everything. Now, let's just read the light print on the Matuk Midrash. Let me get down here and see if we can find it. There it is. He says, the Pasuk says, Kedoshim Tihu, Kedei Lefarish Pasuk Zeh. Rabbi Abba said, and he came and he said this. Umika Amacha Yisrael Goel Echad Ba'aretz, he quotes this Pasuk, Pirush, She'em Am Sheyidma the Yisrael, there is no other people that can be compared to the Jews. He goes goy miyuchad HaKodesh Baruch Hu, to become a goy, a united goy, which is specifically dedicated to a Kodesh Baruch Hu. And he says like this: "V'amatoch chazi, come and see." Ba'varei, come and see. Ki b'kol ha'umah sheba'olam lo bachar HaKodesh Baruch Hu, that HaKodesh Baruch Hu did not choose any of the other nations. Ela b'Yisrael levadim, only the Jews. And he made the Jews one individual special people in the world. And he called the Jews, that's us, the one nation, Goy Echad. Just like his name is one. This is that we are the people who can create oneness. Now that's very interesting, because if you tie it over to Rabbi Mimran, that's really basically what all the Kabbalists are trying to do in their meditations, is create oneness. And he crowned the Jews, us, with many different kinds of crowns. The Torah, because we learn Torah, and every little shtick of Torah that we learn produces crowns. And he gave us many mitzvahs, so we could use the mitzvahs to crown ourselves. Because there are a lot of places in the mitzvahs where there is a hint or an underlying message of the yichud of Kudsha B'Richu, which is their anpin, and the Shechina, which is Malchus. In other words, two opposites, male and female. By Yidei Kiyum Eloh HaMitzvahs, and by being able to sustain and keep these mitzvahs, Mamshika Adam Al Atma, the man is able to cause the stream down onto himself. Ataros Shehema Aras HaMochim Shazun. He's able to bring down to himself these crowns. What are the crowns? The crowns is a radiance. In Not the kind of radiance you can necessarily see, but the radiance of blessing, which comes from the mochim that are produced as a result of the yichud of Zun, Zohar v'Nuk. So therefore that's why he gave us this mitzvah of Tefillin, which we have been learning in the morning, Shal Rosh, Shuhu Romez al Zer Anpin, which is a reference to Zer Anpin, Mitzvahs Tefillin Shal Yad, Harumezes ala Malchus, which is a reference to Malchus. Lehisatra behu, lehisatra bechem, in order to crown himself with them. B'ha'aras ha'mochin, and what's the crown? It's a radiance. Amochim ka'ayin zun shal ma'ala, like you see from zun that comes from up above. Vayideza, and through this, therefore, yeha adam b'shleimus, this brings the perfection of a man. B'shleimus achas, b'kol chelki nishmaso, in all the different portions and bits of his neshama, ka'ayin shal ma'ala. So let's stop here because the time, there is a little bit more could be done there. We'll stop here. We'll pick it up next time. This is Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun Elevator Kolo.